Hi, I'm Daniel, and if I haven't already rammed it down your neck, I have a YouTube channel, and it is this channel. It is the TriathlonDan YouTube channel. I started it in 2018, and in this video, I'm going to tell you about everything I've got planned in 2025. I'm going to cover partners to this channel, so sponsors. I'm going to cover events and any other aims and things that I'm going to do in 2025, or everything I've currently got planned. So everything I talk about today is locked in, is entered or booked, or is solid, ready to go. There's going to be some other stuff that's still not quite there, but this is everything that's done. So if you've got any questions or any thoughts, please do drop them down in the comment section down below. And before I get onto it, I'm under no illusions. All of these things I'm going to talk about is possible because of you watching this video, liking, subscribing, everything that you do. I know that none of this would happen if it wasn't for you. So I'm so grateful, and above all, I'm so motivated to make this a brilliant year for content on this channel, make some cool videos that you hopefully enjoy, might find entertaining, and think, yeah, I'll go and give that a go, is the plan. Now, I have, I think, 12 or 13 topics, and so that I do it in no particular order, I have them on a piece of paper in a bowl, and I'll have my glamorous assistant, who unfortunately is not wearing any clothes, so she can't come on camera this evening. But Liz, you're just going to chuck me one piece of paper at a time. I'm going to try and keep it snappy for each one, but I'm going to talk about what it is, right, and what the impact is. Come on, man, give us the first one, let's go. Right, this is genuinely unscripted in terms of the order, so this could be anything, so make sure you stick around till the end. Oh, okay. Crits, time trials, road races. I hope this will come in further on, to be honest. I'm talking about what my aims are for the year, my focuses. This is the opposite of that. I want to just acknowledge that you can't focus on everything. You have to try and focus on some things and do them well. So unfortunately, in 2025, crits, time trials, road races aren't going to be an aim of mine. I'm going to do some, sure, but I'm not preparing specifically. I'm certainly not planning around them. I'll go and do some Darley Moor crits, a couple of local time trials, and maybe a road race if it falls really well, but to be honest, it's not going to be a main aim for me in 2025, unfortunately. But there are going to be some main aims coming up. Number 2, please. Whoa. Thank you. It's a big bit of paper. The Norseman. Wow. Right, calm yourselves down. When I did the Brutal Triathlon a few months ago now, it whet my appetite for challenge events that might just be about finishing rather than finishing in a certain time. And the Norseman is definitely one of those that is like up there. So I entered the ballot, 2 years on the trot, didn't get in. So Norsemen have a very small amount of like media spots, or I saw Global Triathlon Network did the event a few years ago. So I basically asked and said, what do I need to do to be able to get a spot? Can I, pitch it to you, etc. And I actually ended up making like a pitch to Norsemen, and they considered it and unfortunately said no. But I can't emphasize enough how friendly and like communicative the team were there. I absolutely understand it's so sought after, and to be honest, I feel like that's the right thing that I don't get in a couple of times trying the ballot. I don't get in when I'm trying to YouTube my way to a start line. I'll come back to that in future years, I think. But the Norseman was a plan, didn't happen. Well, your throwing is really not good, is it? Chris Wilson visuals. Chris, if you're watching this, I bet you didn't think you'd be on this video, did you? We're going to take it to the next level for 2025. Event videos, we're going to put so much effort in. Chris already does, I know, but I'm basically going to try and get him some support for the events, get him some assistance, some other people with cameras, get him, I don't know what, more monster energies, who knows, but for whatever we're going to do, Chris is going to be centre in trying to make those videos as good as they can be. NRG Chains, the first channel partner I'm talking about on this video. NRG Chains were actually my first ever sponsor channel partner, so I am buzzing to be able to continue our relationship into 2025. NRG make drivetrain components, they wax chains, they make ceramic bearing jockey wheels. They're only a small business, but they're good people. They've supported me, as I say, for ages in all the harebrained little schemes I get as well. They support me, so yeah, pleasure to be working with NRG Chains. And on the partners thing, all my partners for 2025 are going to have an associated discount code, so you'll be able to get some money off of what they sell. Also, we're in a world now where brands want to track where the value is and where they're getting their money's worth. So if you could think of that when you're making purchases, I'd be very grateful, and I'm sure these brands sort of check that sort of thing. I'm not going to ram it down your neck this year. Don't throw it yet. I'm not going to ram it down your neck, but that is a way that they measure these sorts of things. So thank you very much in advance. I know you guys support me in that way quite a lot. Right, I'm ready. The Gralloch The Grock is a UCI gravel race, although it is a UCI gravel race for me as an amateur. It's a qualifier for the World Gravel Champs. It is in May. It's at the Gatehouse of Fleet in Scotland, and I have entered it. I'm going to be doing a few gravel events in 2025. I like riding my gravel bike. I think the efforts in terms of what the events need like suit me-ish, in that they're 3 or 4 hours long, riding a bike hard. So I'm going to use them as training. I'm going to give it a good go. I'm going to hopefully take some friends with me and have a good weekend away and all those sorts of things. But yeah, bit of gravel racing. And to be honest, if at the Grock I could qualify for the Gravel World Champs, I think I might go. That's in October, and it's in Nice, France. Ironman Canada. Now this is another one which is unfortunately not happening, but I did want to include some things in here that I've worked with or on and unfortunately haven't happened. The Ironman Canada team, the Ironman North America team, have been very, very kind to me over the last couple of years. They gave me an entry to an event last year in Penticton. I couldn't make it due to injury. They rolled it forward to this year. The Ironman events moved to Ottawa. Unfortunately, they released the entries and stuff, and it went live, and I got my entry in. But then since then, other things have come up which I just couldn't have planned for. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be at Ironman Canada in 2025. It's a bit harder to get to. It's a long flight. It's expensive. I'm taking Chris with me. It's a much bigger project, and I just haven't been able to secure enough budget to make that sort of thing. Yeah, I'll do it without even having to think about it. I have to make sacrifices, and I'm definitely going to focus on a few more domestic events that I know I can control the variables a bit easier. What you're not seeing behind there is when I'm talking, Liz thinks I'm getting to the end of it and she's like ready to go. Outlaw Half Nottingham. This event is where middle distance triathlon started for me back in 2016. It was my first Outlaw Half Nottingham. I'm not going to be working with Outlaw on the Team Outlaw in 2025. Unfortunately, I was involved in their Team Outlaw this year. They want all their ambassadors to be at every event, which is brilliant. I completely agree with that. Unfortunately, I can't make every event, so I couldn't do that. However, Outlaw are still going to work with me in, helping me out with the event and getting camera access and all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to go to Outlaw Half Nottingham. I'm going to do the full thing. I'm going to try and do it justice, try and make a cool video as per normal. And I know lots of you watching these videos do the Outlaw events, so I'd love to support them. I am debating doing a group ride in the spring on the Outlaw Half Nottingham course. If you're interested in that, let me know down below, because I'm sort of just thinking, do I, don't I at the minute, and I'm worried that nobody's going to turn up. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Veta Wheels. Now, some of you on this channel might know Jono. Jono works at WeBuyCycle. He also runs a wheel brand called Veta. And it's a new startup. He started this year. He's essentially a wheel geek. Geeks out on the spec of hubs and spokes and rims and all these sorts of things that I just like glaze over about. But he's essentially, designed and spec'd his own wheels. They're, built. Some are built overseas and then sent over. Some are sent over in parts and built in, in the UK. Veta very kindly gave me a set of wheels to use at the Brutal Triathlon, and since then I've been using them on my road bike week in, week out in training. I basically wanted to test that before I partner with a company, is the thing they're selling actually any good? And what better test than having me ride it through potholes and on and off road, etc. So I've had absolutely no problems with the wheels. I think they look great, they run really well, and most importantly, they're at a competitive price point. I like products that are good value. I know that doesn't mean cheap or expensive, but products that I think are, yep, that is worth the money, I would pay that for them. I know the after sales is great, they do a crash warranty replacement, all that sort of stuff. So I'll be riding pretty much exclusively Veta wheels in 2025. The only thing they don't quite have yet is a tri-spoke, and I love tri-spokes on my triathlon bike, as you know. So if you would be interested in a tri-spoke, Jono is going to do a pre-order just to sort of gauge appetite, and he's going to try and source and sort of spec out a tri-spoke if there's enough appetite. If not, I'm going to have to, I don't know, buy 10 of them, or I don't really know. But yeah, Veta 2025, couldn't be happier. That's a good throw, that one. Oh, Liz, how are you smiling? Liz, now I wanted to just reference Liz, thank you Liz. Because all this sort of stuff is like, oh, me, I'm doing this, check this out. It is a big factor in my mind that Liz is heavily involved in this, and I don't just whisk off to weekends away and training camps away and all that sort of stuff on my own and have a great time on my own. I want to try and do stuff that I can involve Liz in. So when we've been away to the New Forest gravel cycling, she absolutely loved it. When we've been away to Lanzarote, loved it. Those sorts of things. So I'm just thinking how I can involve Liz in a few of those things without absolutely putting her through the ringer doing some horrendous event. So I don't doubt Liz will do some cool stuff together this year, okay?
Next year.
Next year, yeah. Adventure/bike pack. I don't have anything in the calendar for this just yet, partially because I've got some other big focuses which I'm surprised haven't come up yet. There's not that many left. And if I'm honest, I feel a little bit upset that my friend Dan had a crash on our last adventure and his recovery isn't going to plan in the way that he thought it would do. So it's looking like he might be out for a little while longer. And I want to go on an adventure with my mate Dan. I want to follow up on the trip we went on and didn't finish and do something cool. But I think in reality it's going to be something domestic just because of the cost and time and so on. And actually we've got the Peak District on our doorstep. So I have that in mind, but there's nothing firm in the calendar just yet. I've got some gaps, sure, but I've got nothing like cemented in. I'm not going to be booking any flights anywhere or enter any ultra endurance events or anything. But I'm sure when Dan's back in action, we will get something done in 2025. Maybe some other people are invited as well, but I want to get on a trip with my mate Dan. That was my fault, that one. Butterfingers. Are you reading these before you throw them to me? No? Okay. Easy Gains. Right, this is new to the channel in 2025. I'm partnering with Easy Gains. Now, some of you might know Clint. He's been on the channel quite a lot, and I've known Clint for, it must be sort of 7 or 8 years or so. We met at a sprint triathlon really close to where I used to live in Norfolk, really early on in my triathlon journey. And I think it was quite early on in Clint's triathlon journey as well. We were met in transition. We were talking about bike things, you know, how to ride fast, and we were both talking about how hard we were going to ride on the bike leg and all that sort of stuff. And since then we'd kept in touch and our worlds keep overlapping, and Clint started Easy Gains during that time as well. He wasn't Easy Gains then. And yeah, I've really wanted to work with Clint formally for a little while, and we've just never made it happen really. He's always supported me with things like the world record and the Deca, and whenever my friends have done anything and I've rang him and said, Clint, can I have some money and some stuff? He's like, yeah, of course you can. And I absolutely love that. I also love the products, genuinely. I have used an Easy Disc in the past, and I like as everything is getting more and more expensive in the world, I don't think you need to spend $2 on a disc wheel. He's been under the testing. I've been to the wind tunnel with him and seen all that. So I like the fact that the products aren't like horrendously expensive and they do the same things as some more expensive stuff. So going to be using the chain guard and the disc wheel and the front mech cover on bikes I've got front mech. And yeah, just sort of, I'll do some of my own testing throughout the year as well. And Clint's not telling me to do anything specific. So if I do some testing and it's, oh, this is rubbish, I'll be sure to tell you. We've got a testing day planned in at Mallory Park in the spring. So we're going to get some independent people there. We're going to do some cool stuff with testing uphill, downhill, on the flats and various different things. So it should be interesting. Chance for me to try and learn some sort of like more geeky science things. He's got some like stability computer thing and I don't know. And James Teagle's going to be there apparently. So that'll be fun for my morale. So yeah, welcome on board Easy Gains. I have a horrible thought I've like forgotten something big and all this stuff. Who knows? Ironman UK Leeds. 2018 was my first Ironman, and I did Ironman Bolton in the UK, and that really got me hankering for this full distance stuff is good, not immediately or a week or two after I know. So when Ironman announced that the Leeds event was coming to the UK, I gave it a bit of thought, but the more and more I thought about it, I thought, why not? The UK event's missed a year. It's going to be hilly. We don't know the bike course yet, or the run course, or the swim course, in fact. I'm assuming it's going to be around Hay Park somewhere, and they said the bike course goes out into the Yorkshire Dales. And I just thought, do you know what? This has the everything required to be like a, wow, this is going to be a cool UK event. Now, I do want to mention that yes, the event is on the same day as the Outlaw Full Nottingham, and of course that is a diary clash for me. In a dream world, I'd be at both events, but I've done the Outlaw Full Nottingham in various forms 4 different times, and I feel like I don't want to do it again in 2025. Maybe in the future, yes, so I wasn't going to do the full anyway. Getting a relay team together is sometimes stressful and difficult, and to be honest, I feel like I'm not in the shape at the minute to be able to be like, yes, I'm bringing enough to this relay team other than just organising it. So for multiple reasons, I wasn't going to be doing the Outlaw full anyway. I understand a lot of people have been upset with Ironman for planning it on the same day, and some people say it was deliberate, and I haven't really like got an opinion on that sort of thing. Sure, I've spoken to Outlaw and spoken to Ironman and asked these questions, but it's not fair for me to like just speculate on who said what. All I know is that I think the events are very different. I think if you want to spend £600 on an event or £300 on an event, I think you're sometimes a different customer, and I don't know, I think they're very different terrain as well. So I just feel that even if they were 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks apart, I just don't believe that the same people will be doing them. I know there'll be a few who would do both, but I just don't think that many people would be. So the bigger problem I think is the resources that are split between on the same day. Photographers, I don't know, food vans, marshals, road closure, all that sort of stuff is a problem. But just a customer, right? Just a participant. I'll take part in Ironman UK next year, as I've said, and then maybe I'll be back at Outlaw in the future. Hoob, the triathlon brand we probably all know, based in Derby, very locally to me, going into the second year now of working together. Absolutely stoked to be working with Hoob again. We did some cool stuff this year. I got to do the London to Paris ride with them. I know the team a whole lot better there now, which is surprising that they've extended me, given that they know me more now as well, but who knows. And yeah, had a brilliant year with them, and we've got lots planned in 2025. I love working with brands like the ones I've already mentioned because they don't tell me to like do stuff. So Hoob, for example, don't send me products and say, can you say that this is great on a video, please? You know that when I have stuff, I talk about it. I don't really review stuff that I've got from my partner because like you can't review something you're like sponsored to wear, can you? So, but I definitely, you know, talk about sort of pros and cons. So I've got some cool stuff planned, some like things that aren't normal plan because they're quite an innovative brand and they're, you know, small enough that you can say, oh, should we have a think about doing this, and you get an answer yes or no, and most of the time it's yes. So look forward to doing some cool stuff. Hoob again, I'm going to have a code for them. It might be on the screen already, but if you're thinking of buying anything from Hoob, I've basically got a code that gets you 10% off anything full price, and then of course we know Hoob have sales on very frequently. I've got another code for 5% off anything that's on sale. So either way, you're going to be able to get some additional money off. So it's just a thing of, I'm not telling you to go and buy the stuff, but if you're going to buy it, you might as well save a bit of money doing it. So, sorry, my paper thrower is on strike, I think. She's just texting on the phone right now. Is this the last one?
No.
Oh. The Dirty Reaver. This is a gravel sportive, although they tend to get UCI pros turning up. It's in April. I'm doing it in prep for the Gralloch. I've entered the 130. It's in Kiel Forest, just on the England-Scotland border. I did the 130 2 years ago. Absolutely loved it. I hope the weather's better this year, and yeah, look forward to getting out for a first hit out. Hang on. I really liked having that event in the calendar in April because it made me get some good miles in January, February, March. So I'm hoping that'll have the same effect on me in 2025. YouTube, I can't remember why I put this on here. I think it was something to do with the fact that I'm so focused on making this enjoyable for you to watch. So when I'm talking about partners and things in there, what they actually enable me to do are go to events and take a camera guy. They enable me to pay him monthly to do thumbnails and buy this equipment and stuff that I'm using to film this video. But also, you will never see a mid-roll advert on this channel. I don't put adverts in the middle of videos. I don't think that you should have to have YouTube Premium to watch a 10 to 15 minute video without an advert in. So what they essentially do is, because I like lose out on revenue through not doing that, it plugs that gap. So I hope you really enjoy the content on this channel. I think of things all the time to try and be, you know, the best in the niche I'm in, or, you know, whatever, just try and make the content better. So above anything, I've not got any targets for subscribers, for views, for whatever. I just want to make good content that you're going to enjoy. The Dalby Grit. This is the third gravel event that I'm doing in the year and potentially the last one. It's at the end of June. It's in a forest in Yorkshire. There's no route up for it yet. I've already entered it. It's not a million miles away. It's a couple of hours from me. And I just thought, well, hopefully the weather will be good. It's not too far away. I'm doing a couple of gravel races anyway. Yep, let's do it in, get it in. I'm not working with any of the gravel event organisers, so I'm not there as like an influencer or whatever. I'm going there to race and to get the best out of myself and to fully focus on that, and hopefully go and have a good weekend away with mates. I sort of think on the triathlon-y weekends, I've got one focused on doing the thing and then one focused on the video, and the gravel event is a bit more, I'm just going to focus on doing the thing, and I'll have a camera on my bike and I might talk about it a bit before and after, but I'm not stressing out too much about that. It's more for training, it's more for the enjoyment, and I'll fully focus my YouTube efforts on the triathlon world. Come on.
Last one.
Is it? Yeah. Okay. They'll be glad to know that, hear that, wouldn't they? Oh, you know, if I could have planned for one to be last, it probably would have been this one as well.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
So much.
Right.
So much.
Ironman Wales.
Oh, yeah.
Are you sure you didn't read these?
No.
I've done Ironman Wales in 2019 and 2022, and in 2025 I am going back for the three-peat. We absolutely love Tenby and Ironman Wales. You've not got a microphone on, Liz, but Liz is saying yes. Both times we've been, the people have been so welcoming, borderline slightly nuts on the run course especially, but it's been mega, hasn't it? The atmosphere out on course is like no other. I look back on the videos I've made from those races all the time, and I think, God, I wish I could go back knowing what I know now about making event videos. And I'm not an expert, but certainly better than it was, 3 and 6 years ago. And I absolutely cannot wait to be back there. I'm going to try and get out for a course recce. I'm going to try and speak to some people who are on the course. There's a pro men's field at the Ironman UK Leeds, and there's a pro women's field at the Ironman Wales. That adds a whole another dynamic to it. You get to see all the best pros pretty much in the UK that come and do these events, and there'll be some from overseas as well. That's such a blast. It's so cool to see those people out on course, as well as of course all the age groupers. I still, out of all the events I've gone to and met people at the events, and then after that I sometimes keep in touch with some people, Ironman Wales is the one where the people really keep in touch with you. And I know, people message me, and some people already messaged me this year saying, are you coming back to Wales next year? And things like that are just absolutely mega. So I can't wait to get back there. I really want to do a good job of the event. I want to try and go faster than I've done before and perform as well as I can. But above all, I want to have a damn good time, because I think Ironman Wales is the best event I've done so far. Roth is a very close second, but Wales is just absolutely nuts. So I really look forward to getting back into Tenby. And that, in a pile of paper confetti, is what my 2025 is going to look like. I've left some gaps there. Some things will come up, I'm sure. And I really hope not, but I'm sure one or two of those things might not happen for various reasons based on the year I've had this year. But I'm absolutely now, touch wood, I'm pretty much injury free. I'm training consistently. I'm chipping away at my weight loss. I'm confident I'm going to be in a good position to get around all these events, give it my all, and have a damn good time. And I cannot wait to take you along for the ride. If you're going to be at any of those events, let me know down below. If there's anything you think I've missed and I should do, let me know down below. I'm getting evils from Liz right now, but I've got some plenty of weekends free. You let me know and I'll be there. Thank you very much for watching and for all the ongoing support. I'm so grateful, and I will see you out there somewhere next year. And if I don't, there'll be a video about it. Thank you very much.